NFR Extra, we're going to take you behind the scenes in a way you've never heard before. Every 2 weeks, you're going to hear personal conversations with the icons and personalities that make up the world's richest and most prestigious rodeo. NFR Extra. All dirt, all rodeo, all year.
This is NFR Extra, episode 22. I am your host, Nevada Caldwell.
And I'm Rockin Robbie Hodges. And we have a fun one today, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going back to your fraternity again.
It's so good to get to interview my friends. Today, folks, the Rumpshaker himself, Justin Rumford. And we're going to have a great conversation. You're going to get to hear about us on the road, some of the things that we've done together, working together, and just two best friends that take good care of each other out on the road. You're going to get to hear a lot about our camaraderie. You're going to get to hear a lot about what he's doing out here in Vegas, at the Orleans, and he is the king of the parties, It's a great interview. I can't wait.
And one of the things I like about Rump, he's very relatable to people.
That's the whole thing about him. And he's that way at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, probably not 6, about 8:30.
I wouldn't want to see him at 6.
No. But everywhere you see him, he's the same guy because he was brought up in this. And that's what's so interesting in what you're going to hear about this interview.
Well, enjoy.
This is Barrleman covering the rodeo news of the week.
PRCA Stat of the Week. $2.1 million is the amount of money the Clem McSpadden National Finals steer roping will have paid from 2015 to 2019. The 2019 NFSR is November 22nd and 23rd at the Kansas Star Arena in Mulvane, has a payout of $425,000, making it the steer roping's richest event.
And it also makes a big difference in the all-around with Mr. Tough Cooper, I believe, this year, right?
Yes, sir. That's this weekend.
Can't
wait to see those results.
Yeah, no doubt.
Heading into the National Finals Rodeo, your chance to meet contestants up close and personal is at the following autograph sessions from 12 to 2 p.m. Friday, December 6th, barrel racers at the Golden Nugget in the Grand Foyer. Saturday, December 7th, Tight End Ropers at MGM Grand Main Lobby. Monday, December 9th, Team Ropers at Cowboy Christmas, NFR Central. Tuesday, December 10th, Steer Wrestlers at Cowboy Christmas, NFR Central. Wednesday, December 11th, Bull Riders at Treasure Island in the Gillies Saloon. Thursday, December 12th, Bareback Riders at New York, Brooklyn Bridge. Friday, December 12th, Saddle Bronc Riders at Harrah's Toby Keith. I love this bar and grill. Congrats to our top 15 bull riders: Tyler Bingham, Trey Benton III, Trevor Kastner, Trey Kimsey, Stetson Wright, Sage Kimsey, Kobe Radley, Josh Frost, Jordan Spears, Jordan Hansen, Jeff Askey, Garrett Smith, Dalen Swearingen, Clayton Sellers, and Boudreaux Campbell.
This is going to be a nice one, right? We got Mr. Kimsey going for number 6.
Wait, Mr. Kimsey? Which one?
That'd be Sage, not his little bro. And then on top of that, he's got another little guy, young guy, following him, or actually leading him right now, Stetson Wright, who we talked to over the summer. This is going to be, bull riding is going to be, it's already exciting. This adds a lot more to what's going on there.
I'm ready for the bull riders.
To celebrate the 35th anniversary of the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, LVE and PRCA present the top 35 most memorable moments.
In a very colorful career that included 20 trips to the Wrangler NFR, Cody Ohl always found a way to win. Over time, he won an incredible 55 rounds at the NFR, 52 of those coming at the Thomas & Mack Center in tie-down roping. Ohl brought a packed house to its feet over and over again, including a 6.5 second NFR tie-down roping record that he set in round 10 of 2003. It has been matched since, but never broken. For all the magic Cody made at the Thomas & Mack, there could be no more memorable moment than round 9 in 2001. Ohl blew out his knee, but somehow managed to finish the run, fueled only by try and adrenaline. By stopping the clock, Ohl clinched both the 2001 World Tie-Down Roping title and his only all-around title.
He's going to call it a night and try to hold on to that calf. Come on, Las Vegas, you got to help this kid do it. You look at this, now get on your feet.
After surgery and sitting out most of 2002, Cody Ohl returned to take another World Tie-Down Roping Championship in 2003. All told, the 1994 overall and tie-down roping Rookie of the Year won 5 tie-down roping world championships: 1997, 98, 01, 03, and 06. And he won that all-around title in 2001. Cody Ohl won NFR tie-down roping average crowns in 1998, 2006, and 2007. But average is never a word anyone who watched him compete will ever use to describe Cody Ohl.
Looking for tickets to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo? StubHub is the official secondary and fan-to-fan site of the rodeo. Fans can buy and sell their tickets through a safe and secure online marketplace. Visit nfrexperience.com.
Hi, I'm world champion bull rider Sage Kimsey, and you're listening to NFR Extra.
Robbie, once again, we seem to be bringing a lot of your guys that are friends of yours,
Yeah,
right?
brothers, man. This
Yes.
is going to be a fun one here.
So here we are, Justin Rumford, otherwise known as Rump.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Rump, man. What's going on?
Man, just another beautiful day. November. We're getting close to the finals. Everybody's kind of got some downtime. Awesome.
So you've been up to a few things this year, and I think you guys got something going on and kind of in context of what we're doing here. Heard you got a podcast.
Yeah, I never was a podcast guy. I didn't even really know anything about him, but my good friend and BFO founder, Aaron Ferguson, I've been friends with Aaron since way back in the day, and he's like, dude, we need to get you and Hambone on a podcast. And he's like, you need to get this thing going, and so I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. So they talked me into it, and we started doing it. It's fun, and now I like podcasts. I listen to y'all's podcasts. I listen to the Dax Shepard one. I really like that one. Devin Riley, the bareback rider's got a cool one called Blazing Trails. So I'm kind of getting into the world of podcasts.
Can you believe that these podcast things, after all the times and the things we've done out on the road together and all that, now we're like, and I'm doing the adult version of it, not the bad adult version, but like the grown-up version of it, and y'all are doing Beavis and Butthead over there. That's what everybody describes y'all as.
I like that.
It is. Y'all are like.
I like that describing Beavis and Butthead because, like, my podcast, it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, and it kind of goes all over. But you know, we're trying to, in our rodeo podcast, we're trying to do the thing where, like, we're just telling it how it is and just kind of going with the flow, and it's been fun, and it's not off color, but it might be a little off-putting.
Just a little bit, but you know, so what, man? It's Rumford. That's, you know, like we always say on the road. Yeah, there's some we can do and some we can't. If you don't like it, don't listen. But you're gonna miss some really cool stuff when you don't. You know.
Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been another great year, and can't believe it how fast it's went. It seems like we just started at Denver a few weeks ago. So
yeah, I know. I was at Odessa when you were there, and I didn't have any off weekends. This has been it's like the brotherhood this year was as busy as, you know, we've got a pretty good little brotherhood. We'll talk about it in a little while, but, you know, we all try to work together on stuff, and it's been the best year I've ever had. I'm sure you too.
It's been busy, but good.
Yeah, no, and obviously one of the things, and you mentioned earlier there, Rump, in our conversation about goals. Yeah, we definitely have goals. I don't know if they align always the way that we want them to, but I know one is everyone getting to Las Vegas in December on the road to the NFR. And knowing that, you play a pretty big part, well, throughout the day, each day, Rump. Where are you going to be this year as where you've been in the past? What do you got going on, let's just say during the NFR, like when the rodeo is going on? Where are you going to be at?
Okay, so I work for Boyd Gaming and Boyd Gaming Properties. So I've got a watch party every day. So our doors open at 5, and what we do this is at the Orleans Hotel and Casino at the Honky Tonk Saloon, located in the back by the Melody Buffet. So,
nice.
So my party is it's like a restaurant, but we've got 4 movie screens and 32 flat screens and bartenders and food, and you know, our watch party in Vegas is different than some because and there's something for everybody with these watch parties, but my watch party is more of a, you remember back in the day when you'd go to someone's house to watch the Super Bowl or the rodeo, and it's just a bunch of friends in the living room drinking beer and hanging out.
Yeah,
that's kind of what the goal for my party is, like during the rodeo, once it starts, we don't talk on the mic or play music. We just crank the rodeo up and just talk and drink beer and eat brick oven pizza, and so we ours is really laid back where it's different than some, but it's a fun deal, and we've got a pretty good following. We got people that come out there and stay at the Orleans, and most of them don't even go to the rodeo because it's a lot easier to go to these watch parties and trying to fight traffic and this and that. And so besides that, at the Orleans, it's kind of one-stop shop because right after my event, I've got the Bucking Bash starts at 10 o'clock every night, which is dancing and bruised boots and music. Yeah, then we have national finals tonight, which is right there too. So with Joe Beaver and Don Gay and those guys. So, I mean, you can come to the Orleans at 5 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock in the morning and have a pretty good time.
Have you done that a couple times?
I never hardly leave the Orleans.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I was trying to wrap my mind around your day.
Last year, I hardly ever left the hotel, but this year we're going to be recording live every day with Rump Chat and Boyd Gaming at the Bullfighters Only tent. So we're going to do that every day at 11, and then going to do a couple little shows for some other people during the day for Anthony Lucia, Live with Lucia and stuff. So it's going to be a busy NFR, but it's going to be great. This is my fourth year of doing the shows there, watch parties and stuff. So they've been great. Boyd Gaming has been awesome to me and super good to work for. So we're just building every year. Fan experience.
That's great. Hey, that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to get them over there with us at Cowboy Christmas when we're doing our live.
Oh, and with Hambone?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We've got extra mics. Anytime you want to step over to the Beavis and Butthead side, come on.
Come to the dark side.
So, obviously, Orleans has got a lot going on. They got Bob Tallman bowling tournament. Is this true? And I kind of backing up real quick. This is about Boyd Gaming. Some of the times that a lot of families come here and they're might not be going to the Thomas Mack Center. And to your point, some people don't make it there. Samstown has a kids viewing party. And I know we're talking about some adult stuff, kid stuff, but I mean, when you're bringing kids and you want to enjoy this, that's pretty important.
Yeah, it's the little Buckaroo Bash. It's good. Like I said, it's going to be at Samstown. And one of our Boyd Gaming Dorseys and great rodeo announcer, Jody Carper, he's going to be heading up that deal. And so with the different properties we have from the Samstown to the Gold Coast, New Orleans, and just the whole key that they're trying to do and they're working so hard is just to make something for everybody. So if you're out there for the junior rodeo or the convention or the rodeo or the barrel race or whatever you're out there for, just trying to accommodate, everybody to come to town. And Bob Tallman's bowling deal is pretty awesome. But I will tell you this, if you're not a great bowler, you can still come, but don't think you're going to win anything, because they have professional bowlers that come to this bowling deal.
Are you serious?
What?
Everybody else looks stupid.
I'll bet. Have you? Yeah. Do you watch that? Sometimes I like watching that when I'm traveling, not driving, in the airplane. I watch bowling, and those guys are amazing. I've learned the gutter is the easiest way to get it down there. Can you bowl worth a flip?
Yeah.
Do you bowl very good, Rump?
Me? I'm not a great bowler, but I bowl, probably 190.
What?
But
Are you
I have
serious?
a great time bowling.
I'm 76.
300.
Yeah, sometimes if they put the little guards up.
So last year they put me on this team with these guys.
Oh, gosh.
And these dudes are like the guys that have like the arm that looks like a robot, and they throw like the ball like 60 foot one way.
Yep.
And it goes over like 5 lanes, and then it just bounces across the 5 lanes and knocks them all down. And you're bowling with guys that are really good when they get a strike every time and they don't high-five anybody.
No, I want to turn around. If I ever accidentally get one, I want everybody in the bowling alley to know that Robbie got a strike.
Yeah, like everybody else, like if you got a strike, you like slam a beer and you do like a dance and you high-five everybody you know. But like these guys are so good, they never they wouldn't even slam a beer the whole time they were bowling.
Wait a minute. How are they bowling? That's like golfing without beer.
But the other cowboys there make up for the fun by far.
Oh, the sandbags.
That deal is a pretty good time. It's at the Gold Coast from 10:30 till 2 o'clock in the afternoon on that first Saturday, and
that's good. And it goes to a good cause too. You know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wear my bowling stuff. Like I got on the internet and bought a bowling wrist thing.
Oh, nice. One of those arm holder things?
Yeah, and then I got remember that movie Kingpin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a shirt like Big Earn.
Oh, nice.
That's
yeah.
Eddie.
So the Bob Tallman bowling might be the best this year that it's ever been because I'm really stepping up my game. So,
are you going to do the fro?
I can't speak for everybody.
Yeah.
But, and it's cool too because Tallman, he gets on the microphone and before it starts and just does what Tallman does, you know, and makes everybody want to laugh and cry and hug each other.
We're going to put the spaghetti with the soup and let it roll down the hill and knock the pins over like you're in an earthquake. Let me tell you right now.
That's exactly right, Robbie. But here's the other deal. Even if you don't bowl, you can go there and just listen to Tallman throughout the bowling tournament on the mic and enjoy it.
I agree.
I've never been anywhere where I wasn't entertained with that guy, especially at the rodeos. So tell us a little bit about this year. I mean, you got some pretty good news coming up with some pretty big rodeos, too, you know, for the next year coming up and some things. And I'm always thrilled to have one of my brothers. You know, we have a great brotherhood. I want to go ahead and preface it. I sound like Boyd there, didn't I? Preface. Mm-hmm. But preface. He's the best at it. But, you know, you've had a great year this year traveling. I got to see you a lot out on the road this year. You're always hospitality. And you let me stay with you sometimes. That's always fun. We had a good time at the college finals, didn't we? That was great.
You bet we did.
You bet. I get to unload and just be friends. You know, we're so hard working on the road all the time. And then when we can just be friends. And our night chats a lot of times are so much fun. We have about a 6-man group that we text. And what we try to do, and I know this is Rumps, but I got to tell you about this guy and how cool he is about this kind of stuff and the brotherhood. We take care of each other. You know, if somebody needs something, one of the guys or something, we're always there for them. And that's what's so good about this little tight group that we have. It's me, Rump, John, Matt Tarr. And we're always trying to bring up a new guy because Rump, just like I was, just like you were the year, you know, that I had the finals, we brought you up, you know, and what a success. Mm-hmm. And I think that's so important. So, you know, every year we try to bring up a younger guy and get him going and help him. And for the most part, every one of them have had a good, successful career from it, you know, and because we need other people, you know. You can't just take all the rodeos and not have a building crew or a farm team. And we've been lucky with Matt Tarr and Farley and those guys, and it's been a blessing, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. For sure it has, and I really had to rely on you guys this year because I did hit a pretty I hit a pretty bad patch at the end of Denver because I come up with this clown act where I had this miniature fighting bowl, and I got my specialty act card this year, and I was like, man, I want to win comedy act of the year. I think it'd be cool. And so I got this miniature fighting bull, and my wife said, this is a terrible idea. And I was like, no, this is great. And we did it one time in Sydney, Iowa, and it went over amazing. So the way that the announcer would say, well, ladies and gentlemen, how many people want to see the fat guy fight a bull? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, no. So they turn out this fighting bull, which is, you know, weighs about 300 pounds, a little bitty miniature fighting bull. And so at Denver, the last performance, I'm fighting this bull and my leg sticks in the ground and I blow out my ACL, MCL, PCL, and a double meniscus tear.
And a couple more L's.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
you watch House this morning before you got on here or something?
Well, I remember, trust me on that. So this is the last perf ball. So Denver gets over on Sunday, and I'm supposed to start at Rapid City on Monday. Rodeo at Rapid City from Monday till Sunday. So I was like, oh, I'm probably fine. Like, it swole up and it hurt pretty bad, but I thought maybe it's just an ACL, which I was like, I'll get that fixed in the fall. And so as soon as Denver got over, I went to Rapid City, and I was in pretty good pain the first perf, and we had to work 3 fight molds, so I went to Walgreens and I bought 2 boxes of wine and one of those neoprene knee braces.
Yeah.
And I got through till the Friday. Well, Dr. Duchesne, who owns Black Hills Orthopedic, Rapid City, he's like, Rump, man, let me look at your leg. And he's like, that looks bad. He's like, come by my clinic and let me give you an MRI. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, I won't charge you for it. I'm like, all right, cool, be there. And so he gives me an MRI on that Saturday morning of Rapid City. And he's like, dude, you're having surgery. Like, when? He's like, Monday.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, crap.
Give him the gas.
So I was, this is a week before my next rodeo, so I had to call my friends, Robbie and those guys all went and filled in because I had to have that surgery. And then I was 5 weeks without being able to bend it or put weight on it. So all my rodeo clown friends and Sosby and Robbie and everybody took my rodeos because, you know, like, I had to call those rodeos 4 days before and be like, hey, remember how I booked your rodeo? Well, can't walk right now, so not going to be there. So, you know, so that was a hard bump, like, because and this is my 9th year to clown, and I've never been sidelined, but to have to miss a month and a half of rodeos was not cool. So
we sure didn't mind helping you, though. Yeah, we're all one Zebu.
Yeah.
That's it. See, then we all know that we're all one Zebu, one mad Zebu away from not getting to go for 6 weeks. You know, I mean, just one's all it ever takes. So
that's good that you guys got
never
each other's
think
back,
it's gonna
though.
happen, but
you know, we have an unbreakable bond, and it's so great. You know, I was so excited the other day when I saw the sheet that Rump was going to be on here. I called him on the way leaving the office here, and I'm like, we get to be on the podcast. So, but that's it. You know, if you'll just help each other.
No, I get it. That makes sense. I mean, it's a niche group. You know, you guys are rare.
That's right. And there's some that we can get to, and then, you know, we rotate them out so nobody's tired, everybody's fresh, you know. I mean, and everybody's got a good, every one of us have a good long perf, what we call long perf rodeo, or 7 or 8 perfs. We keep those, but then during the year you have to rotate these guys because you become unfresh with the, you get that not so fresh feeling, and there you are.
yeah.
So, Rump,
Well, I think some of that too is like that. Some rodeos you can stay at for a long time as a rodeo clown because you kind of build a fan base.
Yeah.
You know, but other rodeos they want to be like, hey, remember that guy that was here 2 years ago? Yeah, he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly. Yeah. It works out
like
so
to
good.
Switch and some don't. I mean, it's just, but we like to switch ones. Well, I like any kind that hire me. Don't get me wrong.
Yo, absolutely.
Stay ones or the switch ones. You know what I'm saying?
But, you know, we all call each other. We have a call list. And if somebody was there last year and they say, hey, man, we need to rotate, you know, because about 2 years at the smaller rodeos, the 2 perfers and stuff, because you are the event a lot of times. You get worn out. So they'll, hey, if I can't go, call Rump, call John, call Sosby, you know, and then they call. Or you get this one. Here's my favorite one. Robbie, we'd like to talk to you about doing a rodeo at so-and-so. Sure, okay. Have you called... And I said, well, I'm booked. Have you called Rump? Yes. Have you called John? Yes. Have you called Matt Tarr? Yes. Have you called Jason Farley? Yes. And you're down there about 16. Then why are you calling me at 13? You know, you've had a dose of that before, hadn't you?
Oh yeah. Duh.
So, Rump,
Yeah.
how did you like? Is this what you thought when you were growing up, being around in the rodeo universe? This is what you thought you were going to be doing, being a part of the rodeo and what you're doing today?
No idea. You know, my family's been in the rodeo business since 1946, and you know, we became a pro rodeo stock contracting company in 1984. And so, in being a steer wrestler, you know, a lot of people don't remember that, but I went to the college finals. You know, went to the college finals 4 years in a row in the bronc riding and the steer wrestling, and I thought I was just going to be a competitor, and I really thought besides that I'd be a full-time stock contractor. But, you know, times changed, and, you know, with kind of the way the business went, we sold our rodeo company, and so that's when I went to work for Vinny Butler stock contracting, because that's the thing is I feel very at home stock contracting, like sorting and flanking and taking care of livestock. Like it's not that it's a job that it's not a high paid job or one that even takes a lot of intelligence, but I'm good at it and I know what I'm doing. And so I really, really thought I was going to be a stock contractor after I got done competing. I blew my other knee out at Reno one year, and I kind of called it quits on the steer wrestling and stuff. But I will tell you this is the best job you can have. I couldn't do so many things if I was trying to be a competitor or a stock contractor, but being a rodeo clown is what I was meant to do. Cause I mean, it happened so fast. Like when I decided to be a rodeo clown, I called all the people I'd met, all the stock contractors like Frontier and Three Hills Rodeo Company and Surveys and Powder River. And I called these people that I've known for my whole life because of stock contracting. And they knew I was funny just from cracking jokes at their rodeos. And I said, hey, I'm going to be a rodeo clown. So if everybody could give me 5 or 6 performances, I'd appreciate it. So the first year that I went, I had 100 performances my first full year. I was like, holy smoke, that's wild. And then it just blew up from there. So I'm pretty fortunate in that I had a foot in the door that most people don't. And that was definitely something that helped, because I didn't have to introduce myself to committees or, I didn't have to let contractors know who I was because everybody already knew me. I just switched jobs, you know what I'm saying? So, when people ask me about stuff like that, I'm like, look, it's not that I did something to be better than anybody. I just had more advantage than a lot.
That brings up a great point. I got to tell you this little story real quick about my best friend in the world. Justin Rumford's the most decorated rodeo clown of the century so far. He was denied his card the first time.
Oh, really?
I was.
He got an old grumpy guy that didn't pass. The next year, clown of the year. So we get to spit that back at him every once in a while.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time that I saw him. I knew right then he was going to be his greatness. And we get to work together. We've actually got to work a rodeo together. Remember Pasadena a few years ago?
Yeah, Robbie. Robbie's one of the best guys ever to pack the barrel, right? Robbie can save anybody. So there's 2 clowns, but they only made one of us get in the barrel. So Robbie's in the barrel. He's, obviously a better barrel man. So I'm out there cracking jokes. Well, there's a little white muley bull that's pretty mean. So I decided I'm going to make a round or 2.
Oh, gosh.
Because I got Cody Webster there and I had Robbie. I thought if this bull hooks me down, he won't be able to hurt me because those 2 guys are right there. And we have got a picture of this bull hooking me. And Robbie's so excited about watching me get hit by this bull that he just freezes, and he's just standing in his barrel.
I'm standing there laughing. I can't help it. I can't move. And this picture's hanging on Webster's wall. Everybody's got this picture, and we'll get it for in here.
Yeah.
But I'm standing there, and you can see me, and I'm just got this look back of me. Then,
so that was definitely fun.
And then my favorite one.
We broke Robbie's collarbone.
Yes, we were trying to. This has been Troy Lurwell, another great clown. He's one of our brothers. He had just broke his heels doing his jump,
Oh, man.
So we do the whole act, and I was Troy, and he's the hot chick, okay? Rump is, and he is packed in the Elvis suit. That's the only thing we could find to fit. So we said, we're going to show everybody, and the act was how to do Troy's act without breaking your heels. Okay, well, he had a motorcycle. So we do the table jump. We get the committee. We weren't going to jump anything that rolled like a trailer. So I go airing it out. We do the whole thing. Same to you, just like Troy does. And we go through the entire act and honoring him, not trying to steal. We were just honoring Troy because he was hurt. And I go to jump, and it looked like I jumped about. Well, when I left through the center alley there, I heard Webster go, he's an idiot. He's going to die right here. And I probably jumped
Well, you sent it.
I did send it. I was in about 4th gear when I hit the ramp instead of being about 1st gear just doing the putt over. And it looked like somebody shot me when I landed. You've seen the Evel Knievel jump over the fountains and the old hands off the handlebar and the whole deal. Well, I drove my shoulder up in the ground and broke my collarbone. Had 6 fighting bulls to do that night, so every time I do one, had to run over and get them to reset it and go back in there. And we that video will be out somewhere. You've got it, Rump. We need to get that.
Oh yeah, he hit the ground and it kind of knocked him out. And the committee guy goes, the medics start going, and the committee guy grabs and goes, "This is part of the show." And I said, No, you better let the medics go ahead.
More motorcycles. Yes, it's not the bulls, it's the motorcycles that kill all of us off.
They'll get you.
Well, so what it sounds like, Rump, for you, and obviously, I mean, having Robbie on the show, I've been meeting a lot of his compadres, a lot of his teammates, a lot of guys that really make up this business. And hearing your story, it actually makes a lot more sense why you are where you're at. Oh, yeah. You're living, man. You're living the lifestyle that you probably were meant to live, to be honest with you. I mean,
it is.
And it sounds like you may be doing something after this chills out a little bit, like getting back into stock contracting, like full time, I'm saying, like where you're not going to be getting out in the dirt kind of thing. Does that sound like maybe something possible down the road that Rump actually becomes, a full-fledged stock contractor? Or
I don't think I'll ever be a full-fledged stock contractor. I don't have the money for it. The thing about the stock contract deal, you got to have a little cash, and I would love to run someone else's company, but as far as my own, I don't think that would ever, but I got some cool stuff. I'm looking at, which is kind of crazy, but looking at I'm diversifying into some other sports, being a plant in the stands, which, like at NBA games and Major League Baseball. So they have these people that have a good time on camera. And so, like they're kind of slide in and out, and you don't even really notice they're there. When they're there, you're laughing and enjoying them. So they almost have like this underground rodeo clown-esque deal, which I've been working with some of those people. But you know what? I love clowning. I'm only 38. I got some time, but people ask like, man, how long are you going to do this? How long are you going to do this? I don't want to put a time frame on it because I don't know. I don't know how long I want to be a rodeo clown. I want to, as long as I'm enjoying it and it's working out and I can take care of my family, I'm not going to I'm not going to do like some other clowns and be like, well, when I'm going to retire when I'm 40, because I don't know. Maybe when I'm 40, I'll still want to rock and roll. But for the time being, like it's great and I love it. And when I'm ready to be done, I want to be done rodeo, and I'll stop and no one will ever see me again. I'll be hanging out in Oklahoma.
Right. You heard it there first. Rump's not retiring, folks. So
No.
It's fun,
people
man.
Say that.
I know.
I hate when people say that, Rob. You probably hear too. Well, how long can you do this? I don't know. How long you can work at the post office? I mean,
exactly.
You know what it is? I think, Rump, and I just kind of bringing up a reference of like Andrew Luck, right? It's when it's not fun anymore, right? Yeah. Like when your body can't do it or your brain it's exhausted. When you get to that point, I think that's for any profession that enjoys what they do. It's like when it loses that's when it does, which obviously that's not happening.
I'm definitely backing off the barrel portion of it. I broke my neck.
Ooh.
And
spinal
2016.
Damn.
Yeah, I broke my C6 vertebrae at Colorado Springs at the BFO, and it was terribly hurt. Well, I didn't really know about it until I got back to Oklahoma, and I was having really bad feelings in my left arm. I couldn't feel my left arm half the time, and so I went to the heart doctor, and the heart doctor said I was 100% good. So I went to my orthopedic surgeon and got an MRI, and so I hurt my neck real bad, and that scared me pretty bad. And I continued to work the barrel at a bunch of bullfights, and man, I was getting where I was so sore, and I got at Sydney, Iowa, a bullfighter left me hanging, and I got knocked smooth out. And so, with having 3 kids that are 5 years old, I'm still going to work the barrel when I need to. But I'm backing off that portion of it. Like I'm focusing more on acts and comedy. I've got 2 new acts that no one knows about that I'm dropping in Denver in January, and I'm going to try to push that because it's hard to be funny when you can't turn your head.
It is. I so agree. And my bullfighting career is kind of going to be winding down. I'd like to do another year or so of it. But as far as the retirement part, like we're talking about with you, and this is too much fun right now.
It sounds like it.
And the rodeo part's great, but it's just the camaraderie of the brotherhood of what we have and the laughs and the stuff. I don't ever want that to end. I mean, these guys, they keep us every one of us in this group keep keep the next guy. And trust me, I've been the one they've had to bail out of stuff. I've been in situations. We've all had a double up. We've had anything. But when I needed them the most a few years ago, they were there for me. And every one of us are, from John Harrison to any of us that ever needed it. We put everything aside for your brothers. And that's what's so great about it.
That's one thing I love about the NFR is, like, everybody in our business doesn't hardly get to ever see each other. So the NFR is also kind of a homecoming for everybody. So it's fun for everybody to get together and come to Rump's Rodeo Party at the Orleans and Boyd Gaming property, where you can find out more at boydgaming.com.
I love it.
Where you sell property.
You know.
I love that plug. That was perfect. Yep.
He's so cookie cutter.
He's dialed in.
But I quit applying for the finals in 2015 to be the Barrleman because of this opportunity with Boyd Gaming. And, you know, that's another thing that I might pursue when I'm done clowning. I love the casino business, and they've been so good to me to let me work with different people in the casino business and learn about not just rodeo stuff, but just the entertainment part, about how they, with their concert series and basketball games. And so a couple guys that work at the Orleans that do a lot of different things, they've been great to me. And I visit and ask me questions about rodeo, and I ask them questions about putting on events. And so, you know, that's another thing I might look in as working more in the casino business as far as the entertainment.
Are you not going to be a leg breaker or anything like that? You're not going to be the...
Well, I usually break my own legs. I'm really good at that.
Okay.
So.
It sounds like the future is wide open for you, Rump. I mean,
it is.
You got to do a lot of things dialed in. You're super talented, man.
I'm optimistic, man. You know, life is short, and I just don't think that with, this is going to sound corny and maybe cliche, but I think with the right attitude and a little work ethic, man, you can literally do whatever you want. I mean,
that's the truth.
Just let's party. Let's do it. You want to do something, do it, man. I don't think anybody ever looks back on their life and goes, you know, man, I wish I wouldn't have tried so hard, you know? So
right. Isn't that funny?
I'm enjoying it now. And if something changes, hey, we'll change it. But I mean, God's good. Life's short. Let's use it up. I know. I don't want to die. I want to be like, what's that old saying? Like, when I die, I want to look dead. The thing I like about the NFR too is it's made. It's as much as it is expanded with the NFR now. There's so many people in rodeo that can have jobs during the NFR that don't have the NFR. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many opportunities for an announcer or a clown or a bullfighter or anybody who works in our business. There's something you can do out there because there's so much stuff going on. So it's just the NFR has opened up so many more job opportunities.
Absolutely.
For the people in the rodeo industry, and it's wonderful.
It is, I know, and it all started us eating some pizza at the PBR.
Well, to that whole point, we're here on a podcast, fellas, talking about the NFR.
I know, this is, I got the same, you know, and Rump sure has capitalized on it. We're sure proud of you, buddy. I'm telling you, and what you've done, and from that first time when I saw you and you were sitting over there by yourself in 2010, and I just met him, and I said, hey, man, why are you sitting over here? Oh, some of those guys are not being nice, you know, because he was the new guy.
Nobody likes me.
And I'm like, come with me a minute, okay? So I asked, I ain't going to say who it was. We all pretty got a good idea of it. And I said, what'd you make your first year? Well, you know, I said, no, that's not what the question was. And he said, well, I made about 400. I said, well, he's making 1,000. Leave him alone, okay? And after that, Rump and I have been best friends. And, you know, I'm their old guy, and they have to carry me around a lot, but I sure am.
I don't think you're old, Robbie.
Well,
come on now.
I'm pretty old, but I love you guys.
He's like fine boxed wine.
Boxed, yes, out of CVS.
Car Bordeaux.
You're great. But I love you guys, man, and it's so great to get to talk and do this deal, and I'm so proud of your podcast and what you've accomplished, and them sweet kids of yours, and that beautiful, beautiful wife.
Yeah, continued success, Rump, for sure.
Bet. Yeah, we had a 12-year anniversary yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
That's good.
I'm so redneck. On our 12-year anniversary, I took her to NASCAR.
Attaboy. She went with you?
Yeah.
That is hot. That is so hot.
Awesome.
Go! You can't even holler "Go Dale" anymore.
Yeah,
it hurts
awesome.
me. But
nope.
Well, Rump.
Kyle Busch, that's the man.
Yes, Mr. Bush. Well, hey, Rump, we know you got to go, man. We know you're busy. Look forward to you being here. Everyone, go to check out Rump Chat.
Absolutely.
Make sure to hang out with Rump nightly at the Orleans. Visit NFRexperience.com. Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
If you want to find out like where all that we're going to do for our parties and our different giveaways, because we do giveaways, we got special guests every night. But seriously, if you go to boydgaming.com/NFR, it'll tell you all my stuff, and we're going to have a great time at the finals this year. It's going to be unreal. Thank you for having me on, and I look forward to seeing you. I want to come by when y'all are recording live and just stand in the back and make faces. So.
Oh no, you're getting on the mic. We're making faces.
Yeah, we're gonna bring you out. We want to get you and Hambone
Please.
on
Absolutely.
the episode actually.
Yes. Hambone's a father of one now,
Yes,
by the
he
way.
is.
Congratulations.
Just getting started.
Yep.
Yep. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You bet. Tell
Thanks,
everybody
Ron.
hello at home, and we'll see you here in about a month, okay?
All right. Later on.
All right, man.
Adios.
Safe travels.
The Wrangler NFR returns to Las Vegas, and that can only mean one thing: Cowboy Christmas. It's the ultimate shopping and entertainment experience. December 5th through the 14th at the Las Vegas Convention Center, South Halls. Catch live interactive shows, including Outside the Barrel with Flint Rasmussen and Keeping It Country with host Andy Griggs. There's also the Junior World Finals in the Wrangler Rodeo Arena, autograph sessions, and more. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily with free admission. Visit NFRexperience.com for details. Cowboy Christmas, it's all here.
Hi, I'm Sean Davis, and you're listening to NFR Extra.
This interview was from our third episode on April 17th, 2019, when Bo and myself interviewed four-time world champ Casey Field not too long after he had sustained a head injury at Rodeo Austin. Casey is currently in the running for his fifth world title at the 2019 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Welcome to the show, Casey Field. We want to check in on you, and knowing that there's been a few things that's happened here the past couple weeks, good and bad, and first and foremost, we want to ask, how are you feeling after that incident at Rodeo Austin?
In Austin, it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's a true blessing in my life that it wasn't worse, that I've had great friends with me. My family was able to get there pretty quick. I went to a great hospital in Austin and got out just in a few days, and my brother flew down, drove me home, and, you know, life's great here at home with the family, and I'm a little bit sick of listening to kid movies and the Grinch that stole Christmas this time of year, but other than that, life at home has been pretty dang good, and it's all, life's good, man.
Casey, this is such a true telling of the Western lifestyle and the rodeo world that everybody becomes not just your friend but your family, and
Absolutely.
it really means a lot to each and every one of us that you're healthy on the rebound, and we can't wait to see you back in the arena, sir.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that very much. Yeah, and rodeo is one big family. I was in Austin and staying with Sid Steiner and Rocker Steiner, and from when the incident happened, Sid and Rocker never ever left my side one time, from the sports medicine trailer and the ambulance to the hospital, and then those two shared this little tiny rinky-dink couch all night long and listened to me puke all night, and never once, just they were there all night long, asking me if I needed anything, if I needed to call anybody, just as solid as a buddy as you could imagine. And you know, it's something special in the sport of rodeo, how many great down-to-earth people there really is.
Well, Casey, everything that you've been through, and you know, we all in our careers have ups and downs. So we're very happy to have you here on our show,
talking to you.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. We were so excited. So can we roll right into the big questions?
Actually, real quick, I got a question. Because when I think about how things are structured today, if that incident, let's say for instance, would happen to any other individual in bareback, let's just say 30 years ago,
sure,
or 40 years ago, somewhere in the 80s, were there less resources for someone to recover or to survive in the way that you did, Casey?
Man, I don't know how, because I'll tell you what, it was pretty weird for me is it knocked me out, and it honestly felt like I was asleep for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and they said 3 to 4 minutes. And then they carry me out of the arena, and I'm fine. I know where I'm at and everything. And then they let me up. I talked him out of letting me off the stretcher, and I'm like, whoa, I'm pretty dang dizzy. And then they started asking me the questions or whatever, and I couldn't remember a lot. And then I'm like, man, Rocker, you got to feel this knot on my head, man. And Rocker felt it, and then Sean Reedy from the sports medicine come up, and he touched it, and he's like, oh, crap, you need to go to the ambulance right now. You got a brain bleed. And if Sean Reedy wouldn't have been there, I don't think that there would have been anybody else that would have, analyzed, whatever that word is I'm looking for.
Yeah, we got you.
My brain like that, and put me in the ambulance that quick. And then when I got to the hospital, they had me in a CT scan within minutes of getting there. And the technology that there is these days with the CT scans and what they could see and to decide surgery or not surgery, I don't think that would have been ready available 30 years ago. And I think 30 years ago the rough, tough cowboy way would have been just to tough it up, and I ain't gonna go in that ambulance. I'm gonna go home and get some rest, or even go have a whiskey and drink this off. And, today's day and age, and the sports medicine and the guys that are involved, and then the precautions they take it was pretty unbelievable and eye-opening to see the professionalism from all around.
Wow, that's awesome.
I hate that it was me, but
yeah. Well, you know what though? This leads right into
it is what it is.
Yeah, this leads right into our next comment is that it's safe to say, right, that you are able to take advantage of some of those new dollars that have been added from the American and Rodeo Houston and to the Pro Road Tour, right? So after being banged up, at least you have a comfort zone, right?
Yeah, those rodeos counting was huge for me this year. It's, any other year, if I wouldn't even had a good winter, this injury would have looked a lot worse. I wouldn't have been saying it was such a blessing. But, I mean, going to those rodeos and going to, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, American, and then Austin. So how many? I think that would be right around like 24 or 25 horses rodeos and get on that many times. But every time I got on one of those rounds or the semifinals or the short rounds, it paid money every time I got on. I had an opportunity, and the stock is even. And with the pools and the first round, second round, third round, paying each day rather than remembering what happened 2 weeks ago, like in Fort Worth, and then here we are at the first round again with this guy. It makes a lot of sense to have like a tournament style format.
Yeah.
It adds up when a guy gets on a heater in the wintertime and you ride that many times at that much money, it pays off, and it makes it so much fun to get to those rodeos and compete against the best guys in the 4 rounds, where it comes down to, I got to ride better than anybody else, no matter what horse I'm on. And it's good for the fans. It's good for the cowboys to see that much money in the world standings, and not just at the bareback riding, but all across the board in 7 events. The money looks really good. I don't know what the comparison would be to last year, but I'm sure it's at least 40%.
There's definitely
higher.
a lot more conversation out there.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know if anybody's able to sat down and put dollar to dollar comparing 18 to 19, but you mentioned that about the livestock. So tell us about that bronc you rode in Houston for the championship. Flying U rodeo, right?
Yeah. Well, I had a horse, Reno Rosser, Flying U rodeo.
Yeah, there you go.
Blue Indigo in the semifinals, and they said Orrin had him in one of the long rounds and said that he was really good and kind of all over the place, kind of maybe buck like a deer. He just kind of don't know what to expect. He left there, and he boinged straight up in the air and kind of kicked flat and then sucked back and went back the other way. And that horse, he didn't have a whole lot of power, but he was getting high enough in the air and switching directions where you could kind of wait on him to hit the ground and go again. So, man, that was a fun day. And then I had onion ring in the 4 round and the final round, and that horse of Corco's, he's been around a long time. I had him one time last year in Gooding, Idaho, and he kind of manhandled me a little bit, made me look like a little wimp.
Well, now that you got your strength back, right? Now you're ready to go at him again. So.
Oh man, I can't wait to have that one again. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And Jim Corco, who is the grandfather of the Corco rodeo, he don't get to flank that much because TJ's there, and so Jim got to flank that horse, and I signed his glove. They said it was Jim and not TJ.
Oh,
his flanking glove. It was a pretty fun day.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you were definitely a topic of conversation in our past 2 podcasts, just in reference to the money you were winning and how hot you were. And I got to tell you, when we were releasing that second episode, that's when that incident happened. And we had just talked to Wayne Brooks right before that, and he was talking about you. Man, it was just the toughest part about us being on the outside, let's just say, being friends with a guy like you and understanding the consequences that can happen along the way, being a big fan of this sport. So, and it's good to hear from you. It really is.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, guys.
You are a true champion, my friend.
Yeah, inside and out. No doubt.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm enjoying where I'm at and really loving riding bucking horses again. There was a few years there I just throwing my gear back down and going through the motions and on to the next one and on to the next one, just going through the routines. And I'm back to craving each horse, and it doesn't matter what horse I draw. I'm there to win. And, it doesn't matter if the horse falls down. I'm
well, Casey, you can definitely see it in your eyes when they show your face up there on the video screens and right before you get on, and it just it's there again, sir.
Yeah, you can see it in your eyes.
Well,
for
thank
sure.
you very much.
Just like Tiger Woods yesterday, right?
Hey, that's awesome. How about that? That is cool. I'm not even a golf fan. But that's neat.
14 years.
Too good for the older guys in the world, man. Tiger coming back like that, roaring back, actually. Yeah. How's the healing timetable? I mean, when should the rest of the competitors fear you coming back?
I'm hoping realistically end of July, 1st of August is kind of what I'm feeling. The doctor said 6 months to a year in Austin. I have a really good, he's my uncle. He's a world-renowned doctor, and I talked to him, and he said he wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be ready by the 1st of June.
Nice.
So I go to the doctor the 24th of April, a neurosurgeon, and get all new scans and x-rays of my neck and everything that's kind of going on, and then write the playbook and start my rehab after seeing this doctor on the 24th. Hopefully he says that I can get right after it and start pushing myself. There's a whole bunch of rehab technology with the brain that I'm not familiar with. It's not just like breaking an arm or tearing your knee up. It's a whole different kind of therapy.
Yeah, so imagine.
So
what rodeo do you have circled?
Spanish Fork.
Spanish
hometown
Fork.
rodeo.
There you go. There you go. You going to make Reno their 100-year anniversary?
Yeah, I would love to make that rodeo. That's I have had a lot of success there in the past. It's in my circuit, and the 100th, I can guarantee their spurs are going to be more than just silver spurs like they are in the past this year for the 100 years. So that would be kind of cool in the trophy case.
It would.
100 years. That's quite an accomplishment. That's for sure. Man. Well, thank you, Casey. This was great. Hey, you know what? I forgot to ask one more thing. This is just one because I got to spell your name a lot. Your last name is hell on auto spell.
Auto check. Auto spell check. No, it isn't. Put the quotations around it.
I'm sorry. It's wrong, but it's right. Yeah.
Oh, too good. Well, thanks for coming on, Casey, man. This was great hearing from you. Glad to hear you're doing well. And, it was just good feelings.
Love you, my friend.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Love you guys, too. You guys are awesome.
Be good.
Brother. Thanks, man.
All right. We'll see you.
All right.
Wherever you listen to the NFR Extra podcast, whether it be on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Play, or even YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And let us know what you think of this episode or any episode by leaving a comment. Justin, what do you think about that one?
First of all, Rump wasn't as crazy as I thought he was going to be. He was very professional and very to the point.
Right. Yeah, you thought this was going to be a Beavis and Butthead episode.
I thought it was going to be another Rump Chat.
Yeah, but he has that side of him. He's such a businessman. He's very smart.
It's slightly.
Yes. And he's so dang much fun. What about the deal when we were doing the Troy Laruelle and we had the wreck on the motorcycle, how to do Troy's act, and I break your heel and I broke my shoulder. But he's just great. I will get you that picture of us,
please,
when I'm laughing and he's getting hooked by Shorty, the little bull. And,
well, I also wanted, so I didn't know much. What I always learn about a lot of people coming on this podcast is about their history. And the more that's when you're able to connect the dots. Rump shared his life, upbringing, generation, and that's when I connect the dots. Like, oh, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Sometimes they say, well, Rump's got this and Rump's got that, and he knows everybody. Hey, he earned everything he's ever had, I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the most decorated, but you'd never know it. He loves what he does. And like he was talking about retiring, he's not ready to go anywhere, and neither am I. We have a good time at this, And
yeah, you guys are living, man.
Yeah, as long as we're having fun at it, we're going to keep doing it too. And we're going to come to a rodeo near you somewhere, and you're going to get to enjoy it. And making people laugh is our fuel.
Well, and Rump's, he's got a full schedule.
Oh, he's the busiest guy I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it just keeps getting more and more, and it's so funny, and he shares. So every time one opens, somebody else comes in behind wherever he was, and it just perpetuates. And I enjoy talking about bringing, new guys up and helping them. That's what we.
If I was one of you guys, what I wouldn't do.
What's that?
Was take a job while the rodeo's going on in Vegas. That's the only thing I wouldn't do.
Really?
No, I'd want to come and watch.
Oh, no, it would be, but, it just gives us something to do. We're not just all sitting out there watching one guy, and since that started.
You guys probably feel like you need to be working.
Yes, we always do. We're always on.
That makes sense.
If
you listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, hit that subscribe button, and don't be afraid to leave a comment.
Gotta make it out to Vegas, where the big boys roam, with the rovers and the racers and the bulls and the broncs, and the ladies in the skin-tight Wranglers and the cowboy hats.